To learn about the off-grid lifestyle and to be inspired to live your dreams, click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Hit the bell notification. Every time I open the gate to the chicken coop, I back out of it and I trip over that little twig stump. So I decided I was going to take care of it today with my Harbor Freight handsaw. For those of you that know Wrangler Star, he just did a review on this. He said he didn't like it. I don't know any different. I've had plenty of success with it. No disrespect to Wrangler Star, but again, I had nothing to compare it to. So now I'm disappointed that I got the worst handsaw you could have now that I've watched Wrangler Star's video. So today, I obviously have been just showing you morning routine. Of course, cutting grass isn't every morning, but there's always something to do. I got to get the chickens fed and watered 2 or 3 times a day now. It's starting to get warm. And with these little meat birds, they're really starting to pick up the pace with the amount that they consume on food and water. There's just a ton of them. There's 28 of them in there running around. Of course, now they're outside. They're going to be a little bit more warm than normal. Just yesterday, I filled their water bottle, whatever you want to call that, their water feeder, and it was already empty this morning. So last night, not yesterday, last night, right? Let's see, I put them away at 6 o'clock, and so this morning at 6 o'clock, 6:30, so 12 hours, and they don't drink during the night. That's the thing. So from 6 to 8, they drink most of that, and then by, I don't know, 9 o'clock, that was already empty. And then I went ahead and filled theirs as well. I'm trying to just run the well pump once a day, but it may get where I have to do it more often. One of the things that I got to worry about with the meat birds is they're not very tolerant of heat and cold. So we've had a very cool spell this spring and summer. It's mid-July, and last night it got down to 60 degrees. I mean, it's been chilly, but I think that's over with now. I think we're going to start getting into hotter temperatures. Starting the end of this week, it's supposed to be in the 90s. I got to figure out how to keep them cool as much as possible, so I may have to start the generator and wet them down. We got this black tub. We may just go in there with the black tub and just dunk them, not completely submerged, but cool them off a few times a day. But either way, I got to start the generator and run the well. Now, something I always try to do is I fill Carolyn's wash machine is using the bucket for the rinse water. I don't know if she really wants to use the second sink for rinse water because it takes so much water, and her rinse water she likes cycling out, whereas she'll do all the laundry in the sink, a basket full of clothes. She'll do a few articles and do a few more articles, but it seems like with the rinse water, she wants more water you would normally do in a wash machine. She was really picky about her clothes being clean, hand washing. In the wash machine, you don't really realize how dirty your laundry is after it's done. If you put it in a bucket of water and plunged it with a plunger here, you would see that the wash machine really doesn't get your clothes that clean. Somebody had asked, how do we get the water out of the sink? Carolyn devised this here. We got this when we bought the IBC tank. This came with it. This attachment's got the hose faucet on it. It leaks. We've tried everything we can to tighten it up, but put a little bucket here and it catches the water. And so she puts the hose on this, she can open this up and the water drains out. The thing is it doesn't just drain. Once it gets to siphoning, because it runs downhill pretty significantly, it just sucks the water out. I mean, it's quick how fast that thing empties out once you get that siphoning motion going. That's a easy little design, and of course the hose just comes right off and we can put it away when she's done. Somebody asked what we do with our trash. It's been a long time since I've talked about our trash. We burn it. And I know, oh my goodness, we're destroying the environment. How dare you burn your trash? Don't you know what you're doing, Rob? Okay, first of all, we don't have a lot of trash. We may only do a burn every 4 weeks, once a month. Very rarely do we get this full enough to burn. Here's the thing about burning. You're taking your trash and you put it in the back of the truck and, oh, look what I've done for the environment. I'm such a good steward to the environment. I don't know if you've ever been to a landfill. It is the most disgusting thing I've ever done. I had to go to the landfill and dump. We were moving, we had a truck full of trash, and I took it to the landfill. It's terrible. And so then they cover it up. When I was a kid, there was, I guess, methane gas being produced underground from the landfill in a little town my grandparents lived in. They would stick a pipe down into the ground with this big flame torch burner thing on top of it, and it would burn the methane. So I mean, you're causing all that stuff to come out of the ground, and you have to burn it. So basically the same thing I'm doing here, burning it. I always wondered, even as a kid, why don't they do something with that energy? Why don't they put a power plant on top of that little heater and they could get something to spin and make steam? It just didn't seem that hard. And I was like 7 years old when I thought of this. Never did understand that. And so I go down to Texas and they do the same thing. I guess they got underground methane vents for their oil wells. And we were at a campground and I saw them light one of those up, and it reminded me of my childhood. I guess it just costs too much to build a little power plant on top of the landfill. The thing is I always find it funny, the environmentalists come on my channel and tell me how terrible I am to the environment. You're cutting down trees. I live in a little tiny house. I make my own electricity. I barely use any electricity. Making my own food so I don't have to go into town all the time. So raising my own food and chickens and eggs. I'm not wasting gas. I burn my own trash. Don't trust me, you're burning your own trash too in the landfill. But of course you got to put it in the back of a truck. And it's not like those trucks run on magic jelly bean fields. They run on diesel. We burn everything. We burn the metal, all of it. And then we dump this out, and then we can either bury the metal. Of course, the metal will just recycle into the environment, or we can take it in and get it recycled, which we do that quite a bit. Every now and then we'll load up some metal, This, what you see is a brush pile right here. That's actually just a big stack of metal, fences and different things. And occasionally I stack that up in the truck and we take it to town when we go to town. So yesterday, and of course you're gonna get this video 2 days after I record it, I saw that the stock market took a big dive yesterday. All the economic YouTube channels I watch have been really concerned about this dive. And it happened yesterday. So the economy, it just does its thing. It goes up and goes down. It's just in cycles. And right now we're going down, I would suspect. This is the first time I'm gonna go through a recession, if this turns into a recession, where I feel like I am completely ready for it. I don't have any concerns about it. By October, our meat birds will be grown. We'll have 250 pounds of meat there. We'll be getting eggs. Well, right now we get 2 to 3 eggs a day, so that's pretty significant. 2003, I wasn't ready. My business nearly collapsed, and I had to buy a lawnmower with my last $800, and went around town cutting grass for $10 a lot because nobody could afford to cut grass. So I did it real cheap. And then 2008, I did the similar thing where we were buying animals and chickens and ducks and goats and sheep, raising a garden, and we did okay. Not near as okay as what we're going to be this time. I mean, we still have bills then. I'm prepared for this one, and I hope you are too. I really do. So I hope I can inspire you to think about the downturns when you're living your dream. Thanks for watching.